and welcome. My name is Michael, and this month I'm going to continue with this long form content. I may return the monthly affirmations into a shorts format, but we'll see how this goes as I work on other content for you. Before we get into it, a big shout out to all the new and existing subscribers. All the likes and comments really help with getting the channel's purpose out into the YouTube algorithm. Let's go. There are two interesting aspects happening today, and both are sextiles. Overall, both aspects provide opportunities for growth, abundance, and positive experiences. However, the focus and areas of emphasis differ. Here, the Mercury in Cancer sextile highlights communication and intellectual growth, whereas the Sun in Cancer sextile likely emphasizes self-expression and self-care. So recalling that sextiles are formed when two planets are 60 degrees apart, this angle creates a sweet and flowing connection and doubles down today with somewhat ease and favorable circumstances. So let's have a look at the first theme, which is harmonious energy. So positive and supportive interaction is most likely noticeable with the planet of communication, Mercury, and the planet of expansion, Jupiter, enhances our ability to express thoughts and ideas in a nurturing and compassionate way. And that's generally through our non-verbal style, which can be surprisingly empathetic given that Mercury is also associated with intellect, but in this case is tempered by caring Cancer. The second theme is around the influence of Cancer and Taurus. So both aspects involve Cancer and Taurus signs, and this creates a shared and loving foundation. Cancer brings emotional sensitivity, nurturing qualities, and a focus on home and family, whilst Taurus represents stability and material abundance. So these energies combine to enhance the themes of growth, expansion, and emotional well-being. Now, the third theme is Jupiter's expansive energy. So Jupiter's influence plays a significant role with its own amplifying theme of expansion, optimism, abundance, and growth. Then there is our fourth theme, which is communication versus self-care. While both aspects promote growth and expansion, the Mercury in Cancer sextile places more emphasis on communication and intellectual growth. So it encourages the expression of ideas, learning, and expanding one's knowledge base. On the other hand, the Sun in Cancer sextile prioritizes self-care, emotional well-being, and self-expression. So it's likely a day where we can express our authentic self, which is the Sun, with others that we share an emotional connection and nurturing bonds with, which is Cancer. We can literally allow our unique qualities and talents to shine. So share your ideas and passions, creative endeavors with confidence. Be proud of who you are and let your light inspire others. Just remember to give and take by listening attentively to feedback from people in your close circle and express your love and appreciation safely in the knowledge that Jupiter has your back. On July 3, we have the full moon in Capricorn. Whilst the Sun serves as the cornerstone of the prevailing Gregorian calendar, the rhythmic dance of the lunar cycle continues to weave its enchantment within the tapestry of various religions and cultures, adorning them with significant rituals and commemorations. So, for example, the Chinese calendar, with its vibrant traditions and celebrated New Year festivities, aligns itself with the lunar calendar, as do the esteemed Jewish and Islamic calendars, beautifully honouring the moon's celestial influence in shaping their sacred observances. And this is how we find ourselves today, at a culmination point where the lunar phase reaches its peak and emotions can come to the forefront. This full moon emphasizes ambition, responsibility, and practicality, balanced against the need for emotional balance. Ergo, what are your current thoughts relative to personal achievements? How do we balance them against our commitments, obligations, and responsibilities? So interestingly, the tarot card associated with this decan is the Three of Pentacles, which depicts an architect and specialized tradesman. It's about taking practical skills and putting long-term commitment into building something that will last. So consider your own rituals and traditions by tapping into Capricorn's energy of structure and discipline in various areas of your life, including work and relationships. This full moon is a time to prioritize and make practical decisions that align with your long-term objectives. Further, there is a trine to Jupiter in Taurus as well, which will help you to see the possibilities. Just remember, as we take stock of our professional life, consider our emotional maturity if things aren't where we expect them. So with the supportive Jupiter in Taurus trine, go outside tonight and touch the earth, releasing any fears, doubts, or negative patterns that may be holding you back from reaching your full potential. The asteroid Pallas, also known as Pallas Athene or Athena, is one of the largest asteroids in our solar system and is named after the Greek goddess of wisdom, strategy, and creative intelligence. Pallas represents the qualities we associate with intellect, intuition, and strategic thinking. So Athena was a unwedded virgin goddess, but also revered as a goddess of war, victory, craft, and wisdom, and held immense significance in ancient Greece. In astrology, Pallas is often associated with problem-solving skills, pattern recognition, and the capacity for objective analysis. It represents our ability to strategize and make rational decisions whilst finding sensible solutions to complex challenges. When Pallas enters Virgo, it brings a shift in the expression of Pallas's qualities and energies. Fittingly, Virgo is an earth sign, also associated with practicality and attention to detail, so we are likely to see this energy magnified, which supports us in becoming more effective in our problem-solving endeavours. Now, most astrologers will tell you that during this aspect, the intellect revs up, it creates an awareness through traditional modalities of language, both spoken and written. Whilst this is true, why not use the doubling down of both energies to prioritize other areas of your life, such as self-care? With Virgo's emphasis on health and wellness, we can analyze our habits and lifestyle choices. Under this aspect, it will be easy once you start to make adjustments that support your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. If we think about modern society, this digital age, it brings challenges born from constant exposure to information and stimuli. We're bombarded with notifications and news, which ups the stress and anxiety we feel every day. And continuously processing such a large amount of information leads to dopamine burnout and exhaustion. Oh, and by the way, it's also a last quarter moon in Aries, which on its own is a driver of initiative that helps us clear out the old, which no longer serves our highest good, and helps us to streamline things. This transit really supports us if we can just put the phone down to apply our strategic intelligence in a harmonious and practical way. The very next day, Mars enters Virgo, which fuels yesterday's desire for efficiency and productivity. Mars motivates us to streamline routines, and if you've utilized yesterday's energies wisely, expect to find the drive to start activities that improve your fitness and start those healthy habits. Now, there is a word of caution, however. While Mars in Virgo can enhance this self-analysis, we need to be wary of becoming too self-critical. Strive for excellence, but remember to practice self-compassion and acknowledge your accomplishments. Avoid being overly harsh or judgmental towards yourself or others, and balance your drive for improvement with self-acceptance. There's a bonus here with the moon entering Taurus today. So again, take frequent breaks by going outside and grounding yourself if you can, drawing in those earthly Taurian sensibilities should you feel it's more work than you're normally accustomed to. So on July 14, when the Sun in Cancer forms a sextile aspect with Uranus in Taurus, it brings a harmonious opportunity to draw upon the Sun energy, which represents our sense of self and purpose in life, with the innovative, albeit eccentric, or is that rule-breaking influence of Uranus. Uranus is associated with individuality, which encourages creative self-expression, personal growth, and the embracement of change. You may feel a strong urge to break free from old patterns today, or maybe those self-imposed limitations, and seek more excitement and freedom in your life that comes from going against the conventional path. When coupled with the Sun ego, Uranus is about being who you are, even if who you are is frowned upon by society. That being said, everyone will be affected in some way, but at a varying level, given the temperance of Taurus's steady hand. If we think back to Uranus's discovery, it closely aligns with the French Revolution. Now, revolutions mark the beginning of a new era, so perhaps today is time to embrace yours. New moons represent new beginnings and manifestation, whereas full moons represent the culmination of cycles and letting go. What you focus your attention on during the new moon typically begins to make its way into your life during the following full moon. These points of the lunar cycle feed off one another. The feelings and desires that you have around the new moon influence the projects and accomplishments that manifest near the following full moon. So think of the new moon as the time to plant the seeds, which feeds the following full moon lunar cycle, bringing those desires to fruition. The new moon in Cancer will likely emphasize emotional renewal and inner healing, especially at home and with family. You can expect a desire to strengthen the family bond, and it's also highly likely that you look beyond the surface. An unconscious aspect will be your personal history and childhood experiences. This full moon offers an opportunity to reflect on the past and consider our unmet emotional wounds. If you're feeling a heavier mood during this time, it's understandable, but try not to despair, as there is a broody, metaphorical darkness present when the sky is not as illuminated as it is during a full moon. It's literally darker when the new moon is less visible to the naked eye. During this new moon in Cancer, take some quiet time for reflection. Set intentions aligned with the themes of emotional well-being and family connections, and seek a nurturing environment for personal growth. On July 19, we have the moon in Leo conjunct Mercury in Leo. Now, a conjunction is an aspect that occurs when two planets are in close proximity to each other, and that's typically within 10 degrees in the same zodiac sign. But the closer they are, the more subjective these combined energies become. Here, the full moon and Mercury are conjunct, which means they are aligned closely together in the same sign of Leo. So let's have a look at some key themes. The first is fusion. The emotional and intuitive nature of the moon combines with the communicative and intellectual qualities of Mercury. So this fusion results in a heightened emotional intelligence and an ability to express feelings with utmost clarity. The second theme is around amplification of influence. So conjunctions intensify influence of the involved planets as they work together in a concentrated manner. Here, the moon and Mercury drive the emotional state, influencing or colouring our thought. And this can lead to a stronger connection between what you feel and what you say, enhancing the impact of your communication with others. The next theme is around heightened sensitivity. With the moon and Mercury conjunct, you may experience this heightened sensitivity to emotional nuances in communication. You have a great ability today to pick up on the subtle cues and understand the underlying emotions behind other people's words. And the final theme is around integration of qualities. The moon represents emotions and nurturing qualities, whilst Mercury represents thinking and mental processes. When you add Leo to the mix, who brings bags of creativity and passion, this accentuation merges to form a emotional expression and intuitive thinking that really is off the chain. So the way to think about this conjunction is that it creates a potent alignment of emotions and communication. It emphasizes blended energies and highlights the expressive and passionate qualities of Leo. Today, this aspect enhances your ability to articulate feelings, connect with others on a heartfelt level, and express thoughts with clarity and confidence. Oh, here we go. An opposition. We could be in for a day of clashing forces between assertiveness and discipline. Just be careful not to take it out on your significant other as we unknowingly seek out others as if to mirror our own internal struggles during an opposition, which brings more tension and frustration. So, for example, internally you may experience a battle between your assertive and disciplined sides, questioning your desires and motivations, but externally you may encounter opposition or conflicts with authority figures or face limitations and setbacks in your endeavors. In this case, that would be thanks to Mars opposite Saturn, which can bring about challenges, delays, and obstacles in pursuit of your goals and desires. However, Saturn's presence in Pisces would urge us to consider the broader consequences of your actions and help you align to make responsible choices. Mars in Virgo supports careful planning and attention to detail. So you see how that works? Consider setting realistic expectations for yourself and others during this transit, and understand that progress may be slower than anticipated and obstacles may arise today, but avoid putting unnecessary pressure on yourself and instead focus on steady and sustainable progress. And there is a bonus here that the moon is in Virgo, which also occurs on the same day, and it will support you here. On July the 22nd, we have another day where two aspects combine, and that is the Venus retrograde begins in Leo, but also the Sun enters Leo at the same time. So the Sun's entry into Leo signifies a significant aspect for two reasons. The first being that Leo is the zodiac sign ruled by the Sun, and the second is that Leo's qualities of self-expression, creativity, and leadership are really amplified. It's a time of heightened solar energy and the peak of the summer season in the Northern Hemisphere. When Venus goes retrograde in Leo, it signifies a period of reflection and reassessment in matters of love, relationships, and personal values. So what are we looking at? It's our relationships and past loves, the biggie. So you need to have faith today, because you won't be drowning in the nostalgic moodiness of the previous new moon in Cancer. No, Leo is here to assist with confidence and self-assurance. So as you reflect on your relationships, both romantic and platonic, past issues may resurface, prompting you to reevaluate dynamics and acceptable levels of harmony. It's an opportunity to gain insights into what you truly desire and whether you're relationships align with your authentic self. Buddhism, for example, teaches us that everything is impermanent, including relationships and even our own desires. Understanding the impermanent nature of all things can help us approach reflection and reassessment with a sense of openness and non-attachment. So here, recognize that relationships and values can change over time, and it's important to adapt and grow along with them. It's also natural if people are at a place in their lives where they are experiencing a significant life reawakening and to see or remember things differently in retrospect. During these moments of reflection, it's common to question if they could have made more effort to overcome their disappointments and grievances at the time. And as past or even current romantic encounters bring up these unresolved feelings, look to the self to gain an understanding of the patterns that you go through in order to gain clarity and closure. Draw upon Leo's energy today and use this opportunity to heal wounds, release attachments, and learn from previous experiences to pave the way for healthier and more fulfilling future connections. This lunar phase on July 25th marks a pivotal point in the lunar cycle where the intentions set during the new moon on July 17th start to manifest, and challenges or obstacles may arise. When the first quarter moon is in Scorpio, there is a intensified emotional and transformative energy at play. As a water sign associated with depth, Scorpio encourages us to deep dive into our emotions whilst fending off the push-pull effect between our conscious desires, represented by the sun, and our emotional needs, which are represented by the moon. And because there is a bit of wishy-washy emotional and personal metaphoric baggage during this transit, we can't just rely on the transformative powers of Scorpio to shed old layers. We might need a reality kick if our actions are not aligned with the new moon intentions. So another way of looking at things is to consider the actions a CEO might take in a high-performing organization. Perhaps utilize some data and try to quantify where you are on your journey. When we think about key metrics and trends, they can help identify areas of improvement and what the ramifications of informed decisions about necessary adjustments can become. Expect a heightened awareness of this trend over the next few days, culminating on July 28th. When Mercury enters Virgo, it signifies a period where intellectual and analytical thinking are influenced by the practical and detail-oriented qualities of Virgo. Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo, which amplifies its influence during this transit. Fittingly, if you're still wearing your CEO hat from July 25th, you'll feel a confidence in your precision, becoming more focused on the specifics and paying attention to the details whilst analysing information really carefully. This channel is about helping you find the pathway to your inner guru, and that means drawing from all kinds of practices. And one to consider here is the practice of Stoicism. Virgo's analytical nature aligns with the Stoic principle of discernment. And Stoics emphasize the importance of distinguishing between what is true and what is merely appearance. And we can apply this by exercising our critical thinking, questioning our assumptions, and seeking objective truth. In parallel, Stoicism also teaches us to focus on the things within our control and let go of what is outside of it. So today is a really favourable time for problem solving and handling tasks that require attention to detail. And if you've done your homework over the past few days, you're winning. Finally, let's finish the month with the harmonious flow of energy between the emotional and assertive forces of the Trine. There are 3 key takeaways that reinforce July's transits. The first is practical action. Now, Capricorn is an earth sign associated with practicality and responsibility, whilst Virgo is known for its analytical and detailed orientated nature. This aspect combines these energies, confirming our ability to take practical and methodical action in achieving our objectives. And when you reflect on the month that has preceded us, you've likely approached your tasks this month with a level of precision, efficiency, and a keen eye for detail. The second takeaway is productive energy. The Trine aspect creates a supportive and constructive energy. The combination of the moon in Capricorn and Mars in Virgo encourages you to channel your emotions and energy into productive endeavors. And the hint here is what you established during your new moon intentions. So you have the motivation and discipline for hard work and to stay organized, but to also accomplish your tasks effectively today. And the third key takeaway is around a goal-orientated mindset. You now have a clear sense of direction and purpose, and you're willing to put in the necessary effort to achieve your ambitions. This aspect supports your ability to set realistic goals, create effective plans, and follow through with determination. Nice. So that is the end of this long form look at the month of July. I hope this helps and there was something in it for you that differs from the rest. Again, feel free to help the channel out by giving a like or follow. It's free. Cheers.